Hello idlers, this is your Colonel speaking, and ladies and gents, we have new events. And I made this video last night, I made a video on this last night, but it was not up to my high standards, I guess. So I'm redoing it today. Last night, normally I just sort of give you my first take on these events just off the top of my head, which is what I did last night. But today I've been thinking more about the events, and I think I have a better handle on them, and so I just wanted to take a deeper dive so that you get the very most out of your Christmas events. So here we are, and basically in your mailbox every day you're going to get a gingerbread snowman and 3 heroic summon scrolls. And so that's what you're getting in your mailbox every day. So you're going to end up with 7 gingerbread snowmen and 21 heroic scrolls, which will help you in the summoning event, which we'll talk about momentarily. But first of all, we're going to check out the Christmas events. We're going to go through these pretty quickly, hopefully. But anyway, quickly but thoroughly, how about that? Anyway, first of all, we'll talk about the stockings, the Christmas stockings. So basically, you're going to get these every day as rewards for logging in. You just log in and get your rewards every day. I believe they come to your mailbox, and then of course, I've unlocked this one for 3,600 gems, and so I'm going to get these every day as well. But these will be cumulative. So if you unlock these 3,600, this other 3,600 one, by the end of the event, you will still get all of the rewards that you would have gotten per day. Does that make sense? So basically, with this sock, you're going to get a total of 21 stars, Christmas stars per day. A total of 21 Christmas stars, 3 per day, 21 total for the event, for the length of the event. And you're going to get 2 heroic scrolls, which turns out to be 14 heroic scrolls for the event, and 1 super wishing coin per day, which comes out to 7 super wishing coins for the entire event. And these are all cumulative as well. So stars here, you're going to get another 5 per day, and another 3 heroic scrolls per day, and another 1. You're going to get an orb, a prophet orb per day, and another a gingerbread snowman per day. So that's how this works. And these 2 are the same, basically. These 2 that you unlock for gems, and then this last one you have to unlock in the Christmas package, which we'll look at momentarily. So there you go. So that's how these stockings work. So if you want all of the rewards, you just have to unlock all of the stockings by the last day of the event, and you'll get all the rewards. So there you go. Now for Santa's tests here, basically, you need to complete 10 heroic summons. Every time you can complete 10 heroic summons, you're going to get 1 Christmas star and 1,000 gold. Well, 1,000k gold. So, yeah, like 1 million gold or something like that. I don't know how it shakes out, but anyway, that's every 10 heroic summons. Now, obviously, there's a limit of 200 here, and that's because the event, basically, let's look at it really quickly. So you can do a total of 500 summons per completion, and you can do 4 completions. So that's a total of 2,000 heroic summons, and we'll come back to this, but I just wanted to show you that. So basically, if you do four full completions of this summoning event, you're going to max this out at 200. So you're going to get this 200 times. Now, if you're just doing one loop of the event, then obviously you're only going to get 50. You get 50 of these 50 of these prizes. Does that make sense? So next up, you got get 1 5-star hero from the summon circle, creation circle, or shard summon. So any way you pull a 5-star into your collection, you're going to get 30, or you're going to get a 4-star hero basically, and a Christmas star every time you pull a 5-star, and that is limited to 50. So once you've pulled 55 stars, you will max this out. Next, you can complete 1 4-star or above tavern quest. So 4-star, 5-star, 6-star, or 7-star quests will all fulfill this requirement, and for each of those you're going to get 1 Christmas star and 1,000 dust, and you can do that 30 times. So next up, obtain a 5-star Tara for the first time. That's the new light hero. We're going to look at him momentarily. But when you get a 5-star Tara, you're going to get, and you can only do this once. This is a single completion. You get your 5-star Tara, and you will get 10 Christmas stars, 10 heroic scrolls, which will help you in the summoning event, and you also get your Christmas elf Valkyrie. It's another Valkyrie skin, so we have 4 Valkyrie skins now, and this one is an unlimited skin, so a little more common. It just gives you plus 5% HP. It says here, taste my spear, you rotten bandit. Santa, how many times have I told you, go front door, don't break the wall. Now what, your sleigh babe went crazy again? Okay, I have no idea what that means, but anyway, there you go, there's the new Valkyrie skin. It's pretty nice looking, I guess. Then if you obtain a 6-star Tara, that is pulling 2 5-star Taras and fusing them into a 6-star, you're going to get 888 gems, 10 glorious relics, and 20 Christmas stars. And of course that is a single, can only be completed one time. And then lastly here, if you manage to obtain a 10-star Tara for the first time, so if you manage to pull 5, you're going to have to pull 5 copies of Tara somehow, probably from the summoning event, and then you fuse them into a 10-star Tara. If you manage to do that, you will get 60 Christmas stars, 20 glorious relics, and the Tara's limited skin here, Spirit of Creation. And there he is, he's a big 4-armed warrior. So this gives him plus 6% holy damage, plus 3% attack, plus 3% HP. And it says the God of all creation can be found amongst the limitless space and the countless stars. However, the created have all but forgotten about his existence in the eons since. But know this, when you watch the heavens, Tara also watches you back. Okay, so there you go. So those are all of Santa's tests. So if you're doing the summoning event, probably all of these are fairly doable, except for maybe the 10-star Tara. You're going to have to do, the max 4 completion. You're going to have to do 4 completions to get the 10 star probably, and that's going to take 2,000 scrolls, of course. And I only have about 650 saved up, so I won't be getting that mission done anytime soon. But anyway, next up we have the Wishing Elves. And of course this event is where you spend your Christmas stars. So basically you make a wish here, and it gives you a bunch of options of skins. I chose the Aspen skin here, and so basically you spend you have a 1 in 3 chance of pulling the skin. Otherwise you're going to get 10 heroic scrolls. So of course if you open all 3 boxes you're guaranteed to get your skin, as well as the other 2 items, the 10 scrolls, well 20 total I guess. That's how this works. So you got your skins there, you got your regular faction heroes here. I chose Garuda. You got your light and dark heroes here. I chose Amun-Ra. And lastly, you have your super artifacts here. Now, what should you focus on? Well, in my humble opinion, you should focus on the artifacts first, because these are the rarest things in the game, and this is where you really need to focus. However, so you got I chose the Demon Bell. It came down to that, or Magic Stone Sword, or the Punisher Staff of the Immortals for me, and I'm going with the Demon Bell. I think it will be a nice artifact for my Ada, and so that's what I chose. Now, of course, you choose a box, and you're either going to get, if you're lucky, you get your super artifact. I'll get my Demon Bell on the first try, but otherwise I got to try again, and if that's not unsuccessful, I have to do it a 3rd time to get your demon, your super artifact. Otherwise you're going to be pulling an orange exclusive artifact, or 50 glorious relics. Now both of those are pretty nice. I would say I would say the glorious relics are actually the worst prize here, because obviously you can buy orange exclusive artifacts in the glorious temple for they go for 100 glorious relics. So, and then of course things like the Demon Bell, for example, can't even be purchased in the glorious temple. So that's obviously the best prize. And then you got your orange exclusive artifact, which is worth 100 glorious relics, and then lastly you have 50 glorious relics. Now, can you get 300 stars as a free-to-play player? That's the question. Now if you're lucky, it's only going to cost you 100, right? But going back here, you can get, I don't know, so for me personally, like I said, I have about 650 heroic summons, which will get me 65 stars here for the first mission. And then, but if you're just doing like a single completion for 500, that'll get you 50 stars there. Then you could get another 50 from 5-star heroes, right? Of course, 55-star heroes is a lot to get, so that's, you're not necessarily going to get 50 there, but it's possible, I suppose, and that would give you 100 right there. So that's your first try on the artifact. And then you can get another 30 from Tavern Star quests. That's fairly easy to complete. And then 10 for a 5-star Tara. That's not really a problem. So that's 40. And then obtaining a 6-star Tara shouldn't be too difficult either if you are doing the summoning event. So that's going to be 50 total there with those 3 missions. So you're looking at around 150 for free, basically, as a free-to-play player. Now, I would still recommend, even though you can't get 300 as a free-to-play player, I would still recommend giving it a try here, because honestly, like, these artifacts, like the Demon Bell, have always been out of reach to free-to-play players until now. So this is your chance to get a free artifact, and I think it's worth the 100 stars personally. So I'm going to try it, and we'll see what happens. But of course I got to do my summonings first, so we're not going to be doing it this time around, but I'll probably do another video towards the end of the event and do my drawings then. But like I said, I recommend going for this artifact for sure if you're a free-to-play player, because you almost never are going to get another shot at one of these artifacts as a free-to-play player. But anyway, so here you're just getting, you have a chance to get your in my case an Amun-Ra, but you can also get a random elite light hero or a random elite dark hero, and these are for 50. And the reason I say go for the artifact is because, this is nice. An Amun-Ra would be nice. Obviously a Garuda would be nice to get, but you can get hero copies. I mean, as a free-to-play player, you can still get, you can get hero copies other places, but you're never going to get another chance. Well, you'll get other chances, but, maybe once a year, right, to get one of these high-end super artifacts. So that's what I recommend getting if you're a free-to-play player. Even if it's, even if that's all you do, that's what I would do. But anyway, it's up to you. Like I said, for that same 100, at one chance to get your artifact, that gives you 2 chances to get your light or dark hero, and it gives you, you could automatically get your regular faction hero here by spending 90. So it's up to you, but I really do think this is the best thing. Start here and then work your way down. And even even if you are a spender, I would start here and work my way down from there. So anyway, that's the elves, and of course you get these from Santa's test. Oh, I forgot too. So not just Santa's test, but you also get stars here. So if you got you get 21 there, you get 35 and 35 for 70. So that's 91 stars you're going to get here. And if you unlock this one, that's another 7. So that's that's about 100 right there, right? That's nearly 100 just from the socks. And then, like I said, you could get about 150 here. So as a free-to-play player, you could maybe get up to 300. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. And if so, definitely get that artifact. Because free-to-play players, those artifacts generally aren't available without spending money. And if you can get it without spending money, then good for you. But anyway, this is the final event. Well, I won't say the final event because you got these packages here. So for the $99.99 package, it gives you 75 Christmas stars and 120 scrolls. And of course, you can do that 5 times. if you want to spend nearly $500 US. But next is the $49.99 package, which I'm tempted to buy. This is the one that unlocks your the final Christmas stocking, and so this is kind of nice. In addition to that, you're going to get your 2,500 gems, your 50 heroic summons, and 30 Christmas stars, as well as the new Aspen Skin Santa. So it gives him +4 speed, +3% attack, and +5% crit damage. And it says, "Thank you so much for the gifts, Mr. Santa Aspen. Kids love what you brought them. Did you see, the front door is always welcoming your visit. Please don't break the wall anymore." Okay, that's so weird. Anyway, so there we go. So there's so that's what you get for $49.99, and of course that is limited to one purchase. And you're also getting VIP points with all of these purchases, of course. And lastly, you have the $19.99 package, which gives you 20 heroic scrolls and 15 Christmas stars, and you can get 5 of those packages. You're limited to 5 of those. So the Gingerbread Puppet House here. Now this one is pretty complex, and I've done some calculating here, and basically starting here, we'll start here. So basically, you can get a 10-star puppet, and don't really think of it as a puppet, really. It doesn't really matter. It's a 10-star hero, basically. So you can get a full 10-star hero here for 16 gingerbread snowmen and 55,000 of these snowflake. What are they? Gingerbread snowflakes. Okay. And then you can get a 9-star puppet for 25,000 gingerbread snowflakes and 6 gingerbread Santa Clauses. Now, just keep that in mind. These others down here don't really matter yet for purposes of our discussion here. So basically you have to ask yourself, so how many Santas am I going to get, right? And you can buy them here for 500 apiece, but you do get some for free. So let's look at that really quickly. So you're going to get you're going to get 7 in your mailbox, okay? And so you're going to get 7 there, and then where else do you get them? So you get so you're going to get 7 with this sock and 7 with this sock. So that's 14. Plus the 7 is 21. And if you unlock this reward, you're going to get another 7. So that's 28 total. So if you come down here to this event, it is possible, being free to play, to get let's see. For a free to play player, you're only going to get 21, but you need 22 to get your 10-star puppet and your 9-star puppet. But if you can buy another one here for 500, so that gives you your 22. So as a free to play player, you can get your 10-star and your 9-star puppets here. Now where do you get the gingerbread snowflakes, you ask? Well, that is right here in the Make Gingerbread Snowflake bag here, basically. And it's just like the altar shop. Basically, you just sacrifice these guys, and you get gingerbread snowflakes for them. So for 3-star heroes, you get 20 gingerbread snowflakes per 3-star. And let's see, for 4 stars, what is it? For 4 stars, you get 120 gingerbread snowflakes per 4 star. And lastly, for 5 stars, you're going to get 1100 gingerbread snowflakes per 5 star that you sacrifice here. Now, you're saying, sacrifice a 5 star, are you crazy? Well, it's worth it, and I'll tell you why. So I've done a little research here, and basically, going back to that 10-star puppet, right? So, for a 10-star hero, it takes 64 5 stars, okay? Now, if you were to sacrifice 64 5 stars here, that would give you 70,400 gingerbread snowflakes, okay? I've done the math, okay? So, here's what I'm saying. It only costs you 55,000 to get your 10-star puppet, not 70,000. Do you see what I'm saying? So, if you were to sacrifice, so normally this 10-star puppet, if you're just doing it normally, it will take 64 5 stars to get a 10-star, correct? So, and that equals out to 70,400 gingerbread snowflakes. But this only costs 55,000 gingerbread snowflakes. So it's actually a better deal than normal. Okay? So it's actually cheaper to get this 10-star puppet than it is to actually build a 10-star on your own. Does that make sense? So, it's worth it here to sacrifice everything you possibly can in the gingerbread snowflake thingy here to get that 10-star puppet. Does that make sense? So it is a good deal to get that 10-star puppet. And of course the 9-star puppet is also a good deal as well. And so this is a great chance to get a 10-star and a 9-star cheaper than you normally would be able to make on your own. Does that make sense? And as a free-to-play player, you're going to have enough Santas to do that. So you just need to pump in the heroes in order to get the 9 and the 10-star puppets here. So I think that's a great deal, and especially for someone like me, I have an E1 Aspen here, and so so a 9-star and a 10-star puppet will be just perfect to get him to E3. So that's my plan. I'm going to get my 10-star puppet and my 9-star puppet for a discounted rate and upgrade my Aspen to E3. Now, the last thing here is the puppet replace, and this gets a little weird, but it's probably worth it. And but really, this is only for spending players. Okay, so as a free-to-play player, you should just shoot for getting the 10-star puppet and your 9-star puppet. But for you big spenders out there, this is a chance to get a whole bunch of 9 and 10-star puppets to upgrade your team. And the way you do that is you basically need to have an E5 sitting there waiting to be regressed, right? So if you have a big E5 or E3 or something that you want to regress, then you can do so, and then you can trade 9-star puppets and gingerbread snowmen here for 6-star puppets and gingerbread snowflakes. And I'm not And again, you know, if you're a big spender, you probably understand what this is all about. Basically, you can just kind of switch out your team pretty easily this way, and you know, replace it with other things. But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to regress a hero. You're going to trade in your 9-star puppets and 10-star puppets for 6-star puppets here, as well as Gingerbread Snowflakes. And then you're going to come over here, and you're going to use those Gingerbread Snowflakes and the extra Gingerbread Snowman that you're going to have to buy in the value packages to get more 10-star and 9-star puppets. But that's basically how that works. But like I said, as a free-to-play player, you're just shooting here for your 10-star puppet and your 9-star puppet. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So hopefully that explains all of that. It is pretty crazy, but it is what it is. So there you go. So pretty nice. So I recommend doing your 9 and 10-star puppets, and I am going to do some summons here really quickly. And when I do, I'm going to be in between. I'm going to be fusing heroes, but I'm also going to be sacrificing to this bag. Okay. So keeping that in mind, keep that in mind when we look at the cool events here now. So, Grey Dwarf's Blessing is still going, and I actually regret, I did purchase a 6-star, not my 6-star, but my class specific. I purchased a mage suit for my, or a weaver's suit, I guess is the technical term for it. I purchased it for my Ada for 4,000, and now I'm thinking, I wish I had that 4,000 back, because I really want to purchase this Christmas sock, and I can't now. But I might be able to do it another way, we'll see. But anyway, so the Grey Dwarf's Blessing is still going this week, but I imagine that you will have other things to spend your gems on if you have gems. And of course you have your value packages here. They give you Christmas stars, and which of course give you wishes on the wishing event, give you more chances to get your wish. And then we got heroic scrolls, which help you in the heroic summoning event, and gems as well. So those are all nice. Pretty standard packages there. The Hero Lottery, if you draw a Tara in the event, and if it goes into your collection, you're going to get a full set of 3-star orange gear every time you pull a Tara. So there you go. So that's pretty nice. And then summoning prizes, basically it's only 500. I was expecting it to be about 600 or 650, but it's only 500 this year, so that's nice for regular players like myself. And basically for 50, 100, and 200 summons, you're going to get heroic scrolls and prophet orbs, as well as for 300 summons. So if you get all the way to 300 summons, you're getting a total of 10 prophet orbs. 15 prophet orbs and 30 heroic scrolls, as well as a water copy at 200 points and hero replacement materials at 300 points. And then at 400 points you're going to get your free Tara copy, which is great because that will complete this mission right here. Obtain a 5-star Tara. Okay. And then lastly, for a full completion of 500 heroic summons, you're going to get 15 glorious relics. And of course you can complete this event 4 different times for 2,000 total scrolls, I don't have that many. I have 650 personally, so I can do a single completion and then maybe a little bit more, depending on if I need to. And lastly, we have the Hero Exchange event. Now, I'm going to be honest, unless you really need this meme or this bell rain for 6,000 altar coins, I would be sacrificing not to the altar, but to this gingerbread snowflake bag instead, because you're gonna want to make all of those sacrifices go towards your 9-star puppet and your 10-star puppet, rather than a meme or a bell rain, in my opinion. But that's just me. Obviously, if you're building a bell rain or a meme, then you may in fact want to do the hero exchange instead. But that's totally up to you. But like I said, it's a night. The 10-star puppet and the 9-star puppet you get them at a discounted price, so that it is a really nice deal. So I would recommend going that direction personally, and that's the direction I will be going. But anyway, that's all the events, and I hope that helps. And of course, if you're missing scrolls, just remember you are going to get 21 total in your mailbox this week, and you can also get them from some of the monthly events. If your monthly events are resetting soon, that might be an option, because you can get 10 from the 4-star Tavern Quest completion here. And is that it? I guess that's all you can really get. Yeah, you don't get them here either, do you? Oh, you can get some there for Brave Trial as well, because that's going to take, 6 days. So you'd have to start today and get 6 straight days of Brave Trial. So if your events happened to reset yesterday or today, then you're in luck. But otherwise, you're not going to be able to get scrolls that way. The only other way to get scrolls, of course, is not the tavern, is in the marketplace. You can get 8 scrolls for 1,000 gems per day, and if you're lucky, you can get some offers in the Aspen Dungeon as well. For I believe you can get 10 scrolls for $12.50 in the Aspen Dungeon. So that's how you get extra scrolls if you find yourself short. But lastly, we're going to talk about the new light hero, of course, Tara. And here he is in all his glory. And he's a big 4-armed warrior giant here. And so that's nice. There's a lot of really powerful warriors out there right now. When you got Aspen, you got who just got upgraded recently. You got Garuda, you got Horus. Now we have Tara as well. So first of all, his active skill, Seal of Light. So he randomly attacks 2 to 4 times on a single target, each time dealing 300% of attack damage. So it's sort of like Garuda's ability, where she blasts 4 targets, but then does like a whole bunch of damage to a single target. So that's what Tara's going to do here. He's going to attack that single target 2 to 4 times, which means that target's taking 600 to 1200% of attack damage, which is a lot. And he also does a layer of Power of Light on that target, and increases his holy damage by 50%. So that's nice, and that stacks. So every time holy damage just keeps stacking. So every time he does his active skill, he gets an additional 50% of holy damage, which is really nice. And then he has a 60% chance to inflict an extra layer of power of light on all heroes afflicted. So basically, the power of light stacks up to 2 layers, and once it's done 2 layers, it's going to trigger Seal of Light. And Seal of Light means that hero basically can't use its passive skill for the next 2 rounds. So that's really nice. And this also works with his basic attack. Where is his basic attack? So basic attack deals 300% of attack damage against 1 random enemy and inflicts a layer of power of light. And again, you need 2 layers of power of light. So your basic attack is going to hit 1 random enemy and put 1 layer of power of light on them. And then your active skill is going to put another layer or 2 of power of light on an opponent. So he just kind of stacks up these power of light layers on different opponents, and once a single opponent has 2 of these layers of power of light on them, then they can't use their passive skills for 2 rounds. So that's nice, but it does take a while to stack up. So that's the drawback, I guess, is it takes a while to stack up those layers. And I'm told that Seal of Light, when it triggers, it's actually considered to be crowd control. So if they have crowd control immunities, they could just cancel that out. So you've spent all that time building up the 2 layers of power of light, and then it could just get dissipated, just like that. And of course, Purify could get rid of it as well. So just keep that in mind. So it is difficult to stack those up. But if you do, it's a really powerful form of crowd control once they do go off. So that's the active and the passive skill. So the passive skill deals the same damage as the active skill basically, except that of course the active skill hits 2 to 4 times, so you're getting extra damage in. And the basic attack just deals 300% damage to 1 random enemy. And then of course he has plus 40% HP, plus 70% holy damage, plus 30% control immune, and plus 30% damage reduce. So he already has a healthy amount of holy damage here, 70%, and then every time his active skill goes off, he's going to get another 50%, and there's no limit to how high that can go. So he can stack up a whole lot of holy damage, which is very nice. And lastly, when he does an active skill or a basic attack, he deals 400% of damage, armor ignoring damage, mind you, against all enemies a single time. That's ridiculous. Okay, he hits the entire enemy team every time he attacks for 400% of attack damage. So that's very, very nice. And so really his power of light is just kind of, it's just kind of icing on the cake. He does a lot of damage, is what he does. And if you happen to get the Seal of Light to trigger, then that's just like even better. But every time he does an active or passive skill and does, like I said, he deals damage to the entire team and has a 30% chance of inflicting a layer of power of light to each of those people he hits. So that actually helps it stack up a little better, doesn't it? So with this passive and his basic and active skill attacks, he can stack up that seal of those power of lights fairly quickly and get that Seal of Light to trigger. So that's pretty cool. So I guess round 1, he uses his basic attack, hits the entire enemy team. The one that he hits with his basic attack is going to have Power of Light on it, and then he has a 30% chance of hitting everybody else with Power of Light. And so the one that he hit with the basic attack could right there get Seal of Light triggered on it on round 1. And then of course when he does his active skill, that's going to hit another target and potentially activate Seal of Light on that target as well. So yeah, really nice here. Really nice. And actually, now that I look at it, with his active skill, since he hits 2 to 4 times, that is going to put each time he hits has a 60% chance of putting a layer of Power of Light on. So if he hits 4 times, you're hitting 4 times and having 60% chances of putting Power of Light on. So that could, so those layers could stack up fairly quickly, actually. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, so it has a nice form of crowd control, and hits very hard and hits the whole team, and has some decent defense here, control immune and damage reduce. He does not have any innate healing ability so keep that in mind. That's something that he doesn't have. Of course, once you E3 him, you can start healing. So anyway, a really great warrior unit. I would definitely put him up there with Ada, and I definitely think he's better than Asmodel as well. So if he's not better than Ada, he's right up there with her. So there you go.